Grand Rising, everyone. It is Shalonda, and I'm back. So we're in the second stick of Joseph in the hand of Ephraim, and I had a marker in this book, so I kind of went before, a couple pages ahead, and then went back a little bit just to kind of skim through it. And I feel like, again, we are in this energy right now. Is all I'm saying. Again, this story repeats itself. So again, who can tell you when, what, and whatever? But we're going to just go ahead and start here in the words of M. Rahman. Okay. And it says, but behold, I shall take these plates, which now, again, this also would trigger thought when I listened to a small portion of Bush's address today. Okay. All of a sudden, like I said, I'm just compelled about speaking about 9/11, other than, paying homage to the innocent people that were harmed in that incident, where people have their opinion as to what occurred that day. But the thing we do know is that people lost their lives. What we need to make sure is that it wasn't something that was brought on by a domestic incident, right? There's people that think that, and then some think that it was a foreign energy. But like I said, the thing that does matter now is for those who see, I have eyes to see and ears to hear and know, okay? And then also, like I said, blessings, okay? To many people say blessings, but okay, due to the fact of what that means, that word has meant in etymology, I'd rather not use that term, okay? Anytime anyone or a group of people lose their lives because of something, especially if it was something that was done that could have been prevented, like Pearl Harbor and so many other incidents that has happened over time, in my opinion, and others, it's just a sad thing. So this is why we need to be able to face the truth when it's presented, or even be able to question these things in general, to come down to the closest we can to the truth. Okay. So again, I see what's being presented, but if it's not, anyway, like I said, it's to the point where people are really paying attention to what people are saying. And so again, I'm just limiting what I have to say about that, but acknowledging it. Like I said, the innocent people that lost their lives that day, and their families. So yeah, so I don't know. It was I like I said, listened to a small portion of it, but it started to send off signals to me. First of all, that we were in Shanksville, which reminds me of a cutting or a knife, right? Again, and we're making a point to very definitely emphasize on the term of the place where the address had been given. Again, I look at these in a non-biased. There's no cruel intent or anything here. I'm just a seer, and I'm giving my observation. It's, again. So again, it says here, but behold, I shall take these plates. And I think that, it's saying, okay, something's going to go down in history, but this, and if you really, I would just say, I would advise you to go ahead and listen to that, no matter what your what you feel about the individual. The message is in the message. And again, and if you know how to read between the lines, then you will see. Okay. So again, it says, behold, I shall take these plates in which prophesy and revelations and put them in a reminder of records, and they are choice unto me. And I know they will be choice unto my brothers. Okay. And I do this for a wise purpose. For thus is whispered to me according to the workings of the Spirit of Yahweh, which is in me. And now I do not know all things, but Yahweh knows all things which are to come. Wherefore he works in me to do according to his will. And my prayers to Elohim concerning my brothers, and that they may once again come to knowledge of the Elohim. Yes, the redemption of the Mashiach. That they may once again be delightful people. Okay. And again, I found it very interesting. It was a young lady, I can't remember what state she was from. But I don't know, it was something about her features that drew me in to her, speaking about the whole abortion thing. And, you know, I'm going to go back and watch that, but I'm just paying attention. I'm looking at details and small things that I see going on. I see things, right? And again, like I said, when it comes to certain energy, I see what's going on in a certain extent, and I can see the transitioning point, okay, of, again, these things being, even in the energy of prophesying revelations, and then these plates and keeping them. Because again, like I said, when it comes to this energy that I'm harnessing, I feel like this is what the whole thing is, to get as much as they need, and when they're done, again, that is it. So again, I don't know how long, you know what I'm saying, the message will be available, and how widespread it will be soon. Okay. So it says, and now I am Raman, proceed to finish out my record, which I take from the plates of Nephi. And I take, so again, these plates can also be in your Akashic records in my eyes. And I make, so again, the words may not be exact, but you can kind of get what the gist of what somebody's saying, and it will kind of remind you of something that you've read in the text or whatnot, right? So it says, and I make accord to the knowledge of the understanding of Elohim has given me. Wherefore it came to pass that Amaleki, or Amaleki, had delivered up these plates into the hand of King Benjamin. He took them and put them in the other plates with the contained records which had been handed down by the kings from generation to generation until the day of the king Benjamin. And there were handed down from King Benjamin from generation to generation, until which they have fallen into my hands. Okay. So I am Ramen, pray to Elohim, that they may be preserved from this time henceforth. And I know that they will be preserved, for they are great things written upon them, which out of my people are their brothers should be judged at the great and last day, according to the word of Elohim, which is written. Okay, so again, I'm going to go ahead and scoot up a little bit, and we're going to go into the book of Moshiya. Okay. Let's see. Smitten with famine and sore afflictions, and stirred them up in remembrance of their duty. Okay. It says, and it came to pass, this is 4. And it says, and it came to pass that Moshiya went and did as his father had commanded him, and proclaimed unto all the people who were in the land of Zerashmalah. And thereby they may gather themselves together and go up to the temple. Okay. So again, this temple, I don't know, I was just looking at something that made me think about a tower, right? Or a high tower. Even lofty in a sense, because we know that even in Isaiah we were saying they were going to be bringing down lofty or haughty, right? Temples or towers, we can look at it, to hear the words which his father should speak unto them. And it came to pass that after Moshiya had done this, his fathers commanded him and had made a proclamation through all the land, that the people gathered themselves together throughout the land that the people gather themselves, together throughout the land, that they might go up into the temple to hear the words which King Benjamin should speak unto them, and that they were a great number, even so many that they did not number them, for they had multiplied exceedingly and grown great in the land. Now, again, I feel like this has to do with, again, some people, again, in this time, our works, that we have dedicated lots of time and had a lot of honor, even, you know what I'm saying, being someone that's a part of these particular this movement right now, being the ones that we have been waiting for. Okay, it just makes me worry that in those times we're talking about shanks or cutting off or knives, it almost makes me think, like I said, of an instance of, again, someone being, like I said, cut off. And possibly not, but like even when it comes to the way that I speak and do these particular freestyles, I don't have an agenda. I'm just speaking the things. I'm just articulating or interpreting what I see going on and what's happening right now. And that can be taken some kind of way because it's going to rub some people in positions of power the wrong way. And again, so I just want to make sure, again, that we're in this zone where we're in tune with self and source. And again, not really what, again, like I said, you're not going against any governing forces. We're just speaking some things that, again, is going to be different when it comes to those forces and then those of the earth, right? Or the indigenous people, okay? And they also took the firstlings of their flock, and they might offer sacrifice and burnt offerings according to the Torah of Moshe, okay? And also that it might give thanks to Yahweh, their Elohim, who brought them out of the land of Yerushalayim, and who had delivered them out of the hands of their enemies. So again, this makes me think about also the whole thing about the stranded energy, and the people that have been brought out, but then again, a large amount have been left behind. So it's saying those who are willing to, right? But then I'm saying, what about those who are claiming rights to a certain portion, right, of land, okay? And it's just, I don't know, like I said, this is so much more that goes with this, and there's going to be so much more when it comes to law, right? But again, we're talking from a spiritual place. Okay, and it appointed them just men to be their teachers. Okay, so again, then they appointed just men. So again, so somebody must have been unjust. And it depends on whose eyes we're looking at to see what was unjust. Okay, to be their king, who had established shalom in the land of Zarach Mala. Okay. I don't know why I see Chimala here as well. Who had taught them to keep their mitzvot of Elohim, and thereby they might rejoice and be filled with love towards Elohim and all men. Okay, and again, still, I think that comes with truth, right? And also people feeling protected and guarded and also led, properly, right? Without any kind of alternative, any type of manipulation or alternative, any type of manipulation, okay? So again, that's the thing. The whole thing, even of the message today, is to have love for all people. But I sense that that's not really what all people want to do. Okay, it is my opinion. And it came to pass that when they came to the temple, they pitched their sukkah booths round about, every man according to his family, consisting of his wife and his sons and his daughters and his sons and his daughters, and their daughters, and the eldest down to the youngest. Okay, every family being separate from one another, and they pitched their sukkah booths round about the temple, every man, okay, at the door therefore of the temple. So let's just skip down a little bit, and then we're going to go to 7. And it said, and it came to pass that he began to speak to his people from the tower, and they could not hear his words because of the greatness of the multitude. Therefore he caused that the words which he spoke should be written and sent forth among those who were not under the sound of his voice. Now again, this makes me think about, again, like we were just talking about earlier, when it comes to that messenger energy, right? To the messenger energy. And that makes me think, like I said, of, again, manipulation. Like, again, I like to hear what people say. I don't want nothing cut. I don't want to, if it's something I need to pay attention to, you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to listen to it, take the babies out the bath water and drain the rest. You see what I'm saying? So again, to hang on to every single word that any man says, you know what I'm saying? For me, that does, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, okay? Okay? So again, sent forth. And again, in that way, you can have something, again, altered. And that's why I don't like that whole energy. And that they may also receive his words. Again, because why couldn't they just hear it? Like we making sure that we hear everything else that people have to say today. And these are the words which he spoke and caused to be written, saying, my brothers, all of you have assembled yourself together, that you can hear my words and which I speak unto you this day. For I have not commanded you to come up here to trifle with the words which I shall speak. See? And then it's funny how somebody just said that I don't want you to trifle with the words which I speak. That's so funny because, like I said, I didn't even pre-read this. Okay? So it means to mess with in my eyes. Okay? I shall speak, but that you shall hearken unto me, and open your ears that you may hear, and your hearts that you may understand, and your minds that the mysteries of Elohim may be unfolded to your view. Same thing we just saying right here. Again, because we know that this he can also be a she, them, their. Okay? So again, and we'll just keep it as that. It could be a male or a female, or it, or that. Okay? So, so again, I'm seeing bywords even here. Okay, unfolded to your view. I have not, hold on 1 second. Okay, it's all right. Let them. May be unfolded to your view. I have not commanded you to come up here that you should fear me, or that you should think of that if myself am more than a mortal man. Okay, but I am like as yourselves, subject to all manner of infirmities in the mind and body. So again, I feel like this is also like a divine masculine speaking his piece, possibly, right? And it says, yet I have been chosen by this people and was consecrated by my Father and was sustained by the hand of Yahweh, that I should be ruler and king over the people, and have been kept and preserved by his matchless power to serve you with all the might and mind and strength which Yahweh has granted unto me. I say unto you that as I have been allowed to spend my days in your service, even up to this time, and have sought gold and not silver, okay, nor any manner of riches of you, neither have I allowed that you should be confined in dungeons, nor that you should make slaves of one another, or that you should murder or plunder or steal or commit adultery, okay? Or even I have not allowed you that you should commit any manner of wickedness, that have taught you that you should keep the mitzvot of Yahweh in all things which he had commanded you. And even I myself have labored with my own hand, and I might serve you, and that you should not be laden with taxes, and you should not have nothing come upon you which was grievous to be borne. And of all this which I have spoken, you yourselves are witnesses this day. Yet, my brothers, I have not done these things that I might boast, neither do I tell these things that thereby I might accuse you. But I tell you these things that you may not know that I can answer a clear conscience. Before Elohim. This day, behold, I say unto you, because I said unto you that I have spent my days in your service. I do not desire to boast, for I have only been in the service of Elohim. So again, this reminds me of the other day, right? Now, we're only on the 11th right now. So again, this is jogging my memory as to me saying, even the other day that I'm not saying this stuff to clout chase. I'm not saying this stuff to anything. And I think from that day on is when I started to get this energy of, okay, this person needs to shut up, right? For whatever reason. It could be for protection or it can be for pain, you know, or persecution, okay? So it depends on what these people plan on trying to do, okay? And behold, I tell you, because I feel like, again, like I said, there's this energy here that is of a savior energy, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just see, I'm going to share another picture here in a second, right? Hold on one second. Well, we'll get to it, okay? Of just like a hidden agenda also behind that. Okay, and it says, and behold, I tell you these things that you may learn wisdom, that you may learn that when you are in service of your fellow beings, you are only in the service of your Elohim. Behold, you have called me your king, and if I, whom you call your king, do a labor to serve you, then had not you ought to labor yourselves one another. Okay, and again, this is making me think of just like that whole energy as, you know, not to persecute people that persecuted you, to be around people that want you dead. You see what I'm saying? So like in that energy, it's just like, I feel like people do know. And that's why some people have been left abandoned at this point, because people do know. And then again, even if you're abandoned on this level, on this plane, when it comes to this construct, that doesn't mean that you're abandoned by source, okay? And it says, and behold, also, if I, whom you call your king, who has spent his days in your service and yet been in service of Elohim, do not merit any thanks from you. Oh, how had you ought to thank your heavenly king. Okay? I say unto you, my brothers, that if you should render all the thanks and praise which your whole souls have power to possess to that Elohim who has created you and has kept and preserved you, and caused that you should rejoice, and has granted that you should live in shalom with one another. I say unto you that if you should serve him who has created you from the beginning, okay, and is preserving you from day to day by lending you breath, that you may live and move and do according to your own will, and even supporting you from one moment to another, I say, if you shall serve him with all your whole soul, yet you would be unprofitable servant, that you would be unprofitable servant. And behold, all that he requires of you is to keep his mitzvot. And he has promised you that if you would keep his mitzvot, you should prosper in the land. And he never does vary from that which he has said. Therefore, if you do keep his mitzvot, he does bless you and prosper you. So again, I don't know, while I'm reading this right here, like I said, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, okay, I'm hearing what they're saying, but like even, yeah. So even I can see a divine masculine and feminine energy here, and either vice versa, something trying to say that the divine masculine needs to be okay with connecting with that which created him, or the divine feminine needs to be in union with that which has created her. So again, it just makes me think, okay? And now the first place, he has created you and granted unto you your lives, for which you are indebted unto him. And secondly, he does require that you should do as he commanded you, for which if you do, he does immediately bless you. Okay, and again, I don't know, that like I said, blessed can mean smear with blood. Okay, so again, it's up for you to discern. And therefore he has paid you, and you are still indebted unto him, and are and will ever forever and ever. Therefore, of what have you to boast? Okay, of what have you to boast? And there's a question mark here. And it says, and now I ask, can you say anything of yourselves? I answer you, no. You cannot say that you are even as much as dust of the earth. Yet you were created of the dust of the earth. But behold, it belongs to him who created you. And I, even I, whom you call your king, am no better than you yourselves are, for I am also dust, and that and you can see that I am old, and I am about to yield up this mortal frame to its mother earth. Hold on one second. Okay, about to yield up this mortal frame to its mother earth. So again, I don't know, it's like everybody's going to be returning to, I don't know, it's reminding me of this song about everybody's, you know, and then there's like a part in the song when it says everybody's going to have to return to the mother, and what will you say? Therefore, as I said unto you, that I had served you, walking with clear conscience before Elohim, even so I am at that time I have caused you, so even I at this time have caused that you should assemble yourselves together, that I might be found blameless, and that your blood should not come upon me when I shall stand to be judged of the Elohim, of the things whereof he has commanded me concerning you. So again, this makes me think also, like I said, of the whole 9/11 issue, the whole thing about drawing out and leaving behind. And again, this also could be preparing for a new form of a nation, of a new heaven and a new earth. Like I said, so I'm not trying to sound doom and gloom. I'm just pointing things out, because again, there's always crafty things in between. And again, being in that warrior energy, you know, I just have to still be paying attention to what's being said here. Okay. And again, this almost reminds me of some of the speeches, again, maybe even Bush's speech to a certain extent. Because again, to think that the 20-something years, and if we're talking about the Capitol and all these other things, this didn't just start here with, and that's what I'm trying to say here also, that this didn't just start with this administration that's in right now. Whatever I'm looking into and whatever I'm sensing and remembering, right, from what I call being observed again for a certain amount of time, we have to remember that it started with that establishment, 9/11. Okay? So again, there's some inconsistencies even with what happened that day. So it's, you know, like, this is what I'm saying. I just like to look through everything with a fine-tooth comb as much as possible until I can get a better understanding. And I feel like, you know, as being someone that could be someone that was involved but cannot remember or see, or has been blinded from certain things that occurred, and are slowly remembering these things. And it's so funny that now, just even looking at it in that light, I didn't start to see it in that light until about 2 weeks before the 31st, before they pulled out. And then now all of this stuff is coming to me, and I'm seeing it as something else, right? It's birthing a new notion or a new way of seeing it, right? And, you know, it's very skeptical to me, like I said. It's very skeptical to me, because on the spiritual realm, I see something different. So anyways, it's somebody being unknowingly under some type of severe observation or something of that note. I can't help but to say what I see and what I feel and what I sense. Could you imagine being someone that senses something like that happening, but you're not even sure about what it is? And once again something lets go and leaves, you're left trying to pick up all the pieces and put it back together and find out what exactly happened to you and other people. And then they want to wonder why you're not so hell-bent on speaking words of, you know, if honoring, right? When you're not sure if you should honor when it comes to your particular situation. When it comes to my particular situation, I'm not sure if it was an attack or if it was something that was done to protect.
It was done to protect. It was done to protect. That's what it was done. I just figured.